I feel like there is absolutely nothing like playing in an orchestra, especially the Melbourne Uni Orchestra. You're creating a new world with all of these people you admire. It's just cathartic, it's a sound world to immerse yourself into. And we can only hope that the audience can also feel what we feel when we play this music for them.
It's this sort of quintessence of being in flow. Time stops. It's where action and awareness merge and you're at one, you're very much in the moment. If there's ever a moment, you're in the moment, it's then.
We call it the University of Melbourne Symphony Orchestra because it does represent the entire university, and we're very proud of that.
When I came here, Gary McPherson, the director of the Melbourne Conservatorium, and I decided it would be really good to take the students on their first international tour. Learning how to cope with the fatigue and the jet lag and still going on the concert platform and playing like an angel is part of being a professional musician.
There really is a lot of benefit to going on tour because I think it is more reminiscent of what happens in a professional orchestra as well, playing a program again and again, and how do you build yourself back up again to that performance standard each night.
You cease to become nervous because the concert platform becomes the norm. It's the one stable factor on tour.
The motto for our tour is one passion, many destinations, and so we're hoping that this will be the first of many international tours and many interstate tours as well, particularly in Asia because we're so well connected with Asia and so many international students go to the university from Asia. So it's important that we connect with our alumni, we connect with future students, we showcase our orchestra, we showcase the university and the wonderful education they can receive at the University of Melbourne.
We started off in Melbourne and then we flew to Singapore the following day and we played in the Esplanade, such a wonderful concert hall, but quite different from Melbourne, so the students had to learn the acoustics of the place.
In Shanghai we've got another famous auditorium where the world's best orchestras and chamber ensembles perform.
We're showpiecing some real talent from our PhD candidates. We've got Alice Humphries, who's written a piece specially for this tour called Tide. Following that, we have ELGAR's famous sea pictures, which are 5 beautiful portraits of the sea. Heather Fletcher is our soloist, also a PhD candidate.
It's based on 5 poems by different poets. It's an incredible work. It goes through different emotional journeys. I get very much caught up in the interpretation and the character. And in one case I'm the sea, and in one case I'm Elgar's wife, and in one case I'm dying. It's impossible not to be swept up by it.
And in the second half, we've got Shostakovich's mighty 5th Symphony.
I'm so incredibly proud of Richard Davis and the way that he's brought all the musicians together. They love him as a conductor, and every time he's out there conducting, you can just feel the energy, the passion, the love of music.
Richard is a really inspirational conductor. When he's conducting, you really want to do your best. He is just so down to earth, so kind to everyone.
The conductors I loved were the ones that encouraged. If you encourage people, if you give them just a smile, they will play better. And it's just so lovely to see students playing better than they probably ever thought they could.
I think the thing I'm going to miss the most is working with Richard. He's been a huge mentor for me in my development as an orchestral musician.
All conductors have to have a good relationship with the concertmaster, and we've got the most incredible concertmaster in Anna Morton.
My role as concertmaster is to lead the orchestra from the front of the first violin, interpret what Richard's doing, and then sort of show that practically in my playing, and so that the other section leaders then find that easier to follow generally. And then it's up to the other players in the sections to then follow their section leader.
She gives me advice on speed, what is possible, and she is such an incredible soloist, and she really cares. And of course, we've come to the end of the road because she's a student, and she's come to the end of her PhD course. So this trip is her last.
With our final concert tonight, honestly, I don't quite know how we're going to top Singapore, but hopefully, yeah, we'll somehow be able to just produce something even more special.
There is nothing more important than having an experience like this, to take what is a familiar piece in a familiar setting with our colleagues and a familiar conductor to the world. It's important for us as artists and as musicians, but also for us as people.
It's about connecting in the end, and the more you empathize with people who are different from you, the more you gain insight into how you can express yourself differently.
And we have fun. I think it's so important to be on that platform. If we're having fun, I think it comes over in the music and the audience enjoys it too.
These students are virtually professionals in every sense. This is going to be something that all the musicians in the orchestra are going to remember for the rest of their lives. Some of these musicians will go on and they'll have major careers as professional musicians. They'll always remember this wonderful experience. It'll be the lifeblood of their love of music well into the future.